That's hilarious.
Forget about everybody else. I'm gonna need some me time.
I'm gonna need some me time.
Y'all know that. They streaming in.
Come on in, folks.
Yes, sir.
Knock your feet
That
off.
week 18
There's a little
crowd.
snow out there.
Man, it's a little bit of snow.
Knock your feet off.
Mhm.
Yeah, get that snow
Little
on the carpet.
snow.
No
Man,
snow on the carpet.
Glad you was able to make it. Inclement
Man,
weather.
Yeah.
like a mug.
Man, did we get it? Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. It's the Me and D Monday Night NFL Wrap-Up Show. I'm your host, David Johnson, along with
Dave Jr. was happening.
what's happening, along with
AM and a PM, Dre in the house.
AM in the PM, along with
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
The kid is back. Let's do it.
the kid is
Corey
back.
Carr.
The
The
kid is
kid.
back. Let's just get it kicked off. We know what
Let's
the
stop it.
playoff picture looks like. Starts Saturday, January 11th. We have the Chargers at the Texans. D, give me your pick. We're coming right out hot with our picks.
Hot.
Chargers at the Texans.
Chargers at the Texans.
Chargers at the Texans. Dang,
3:30 game's gonna be on CBS and Paramount Plus. That's
Texans-
interesting.
Texans always play good at home. They were well rested,
Mm-hmm.
minus Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs. Still got a good defense. I don't know. Chargers could go for the upset. That's tough.
Mechie just got hurt too, so they down another receiver.
It's gonna be a good one.
John
They got
Mechie.
Nico
gonna be a good
Collins.
one. It's
Dang,
gonna be a
I
good
mean, that's tough. You might have to come back to me.
Wild
might
card
come back.
weekend. Dre, who you got?
You
Who
might
you
come back.
got?
I'm still thinking.
I'm gonna go Chargers. Jim Harbaugh got the boys playing good right now. I think they got Will Disley back and they got J.K. Dobbins. As long as the defense can hold them down, I think they'll be able to score.
Hadn't seen a point spread. CC, who you got?
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, but
That's a
something's
toss
telling me the Texans are gonna just come out on top. I think C.J. Stroud is too calm, composed, and I think their D line is about to come back alive. I think they're gonna get after the quarterback this week. I think Justin Herbert's gonna be in trouble. They're gonna have to rely on their running game, which isn't gonna work as well as it did earlier in the season.
I'm inclined to go with you, Corey. I think it'd be a close ball game, but I got the Texans winning this one. D, let's do it.
I'll go the Texans at home.
All
like a
right,
home.
he went with the Texans. In the second game on Saturday night, you got Steelers at the Ravens.
Ooh.
That's the 7 p.m. game. That's
Oh,
Central.
okay.
That's going to be on Prime Video.
Eh,
I can tell you right now, I'm taking the Ravens.
I'm taking purple and black.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Lamar. Hopefully, he's gonna secure that MVP as well. But you've seen the Steelers; they have not looked fluent. George Pickens has been complaining, and last week he dropped several balls. No
Easy
did-
catches.
Pause. No diddy.
Pause.
Right. Big pause. No diddy.
What was it like? Joy Taylor? What's her name?
She wasn't
Joy-
dropping them. She was catching them.
She was catching.
What happened with Joy?
Fluid.
We'll
gonna
come
get
back
into
to that.
that.
Let's
We'll go-
that's in another segment.
Yes.
Shoot.
CC,
that's my girl.
you got the Ravens, right?
That's my girl.
Oh, you already know. I got the Ravens.
It's a. You ain't the only one,
That's
brother.
right.
You ain't the only one.
You had her on the roster since
Joy.
Damn.
And pain
Sunshine.
and rain. And she's bringing that joy and that pain.
Trying to bring everybody down.
But the one thing a stat I heard today is that the Ravens are 2-10. I'm sorry, their last
Mhm.
12 matchups
They know how
against
to
the
scout.
Steelers.
They know how to scout Lamar.
I'm still going with the Ravens, but I think that's going to be a close one as well. And then we move on to Sunday, the 12th. You got the first game, Broncos at the Bills. Broncos did what they had to do to get into the playoffs, but their consolation prize is they got to travel to the Bills. That's
In
the
Buffalo?
CBS Paramount Plus game in Buffalo.
Highmark Stadium.
They are used to playing in cold weather, though, playing
Yeah.
in Denver, so that
Yeah.
won't be a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Playing in snow might be a little different. But D, who you got?
I'm gonna go. Dang, that's all three home teams, but I'll go Bills. I'll go Bills. I just think in Buffalo they play a lot different. They already got the experience, especially going into the playoffs. The Broncos are good and well deserved this year. Who would have thought the season they had? They really have had a great season, but I don't think they're ready yet as a playoff team. So I'm gonna go Bills and Josh Allen.
All right, Dre.
Earlier in the season, I probably would have gone Bills, but seems as of late they have slowed down the offensive power. Josh Allen's definitely going to put the team on his back and do what he needs to do to get done. But after seeing the Broncos, they weren't playing the full Chiefs starting roster, but he was looking good.
Yeah, but they played the JV team.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the
They played the JV. But I know what you're saying.
But they look good. Like
The offensive fluidity.
Marvin Mims, he's week in and week out. He's making plays. Sertan, he's looking good defensively. Nick Bonito's looking good. I think they'll be able to upset him for some reason. I don't know. This is going to be a freak one.
All right, CC.
Yeah, I'm going Bills. I think it's just undeniable at this point. I really don't care who you put them against. I think they're going to come out on top round one.
I agree, especially at home. I don't see Denver traveling cross country. It's an early game on Sunday. Well, that's noon. But I think they typically play the later games, being in. But anyway, yeah, being on that, I guess their mountain time. But I'm going Bills at home, and I think they're equipped. They've been on the road. They beat Detroit, went on the road. They did lose to L.A., but I just think they're battle tested. They're going to be the team that's probably going to be the one to challenge the Chiefs. That's who I'm going with. Then we got the Packers and the Eagles. That's on Fox and Fubo. So got some new TV partners this go around. Packers at Eagles.
They coming up.
Fubo?
And D, who you got?
This is a rematch from earlier in the year.
The opening weekend.
Was that? Was it? What are they?
Brazil. That was in Brazil.
Man.
This is Brazil.
Woo! And it's where? It's in Philadelphia?
It's in Philly, yes, sir.
Philly.
Man, it's going to be a good game. But I think I saw Christian
Watson.
Torn ACL.
Torn ACL. He's out for the season. That's a weapon gone. Even though the Packers have played very well this year, I think
Detroit have hurt his elbow.
His elbow, yeah, with that. But even without that, if that boy Saquon is on, I got Eagles. Man, I got Eagles, man. That's a tough team right now. So, yeah, Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm going to say Packers just lost to the freaking Bears, so they already like
rattled.
They rattled for sure. They coming in, they a little stressed
Confidence
out.
a little hurt.
Like you said, you lose one of your top wide receivers. That's definitely gonna now you got to go to a couple different receivers: Romeo Doubs, Jaden Wicks, like that, or not Jaden Reed. I don't know why I said Jaden
Reed.
Dontavian Wicks or whatever. They gonna have to pull some strings, but like you said. If they Willis, he can't get it done. Jordan Love is.
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
Malik Willis, he got cracked yesterday. Fumbled the ball.
You think? I don't know about the younger artists. You think they'll get that reference?
They might, even if they don't. We got it.
Yeah, they do.
Right. I'm just saying, it's crazy how
I don't think they know where it's from, but they.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think they probably heard it.
Willis. Yeah, that's funny.
What you talking about?
Yeah, I definitely got.
So you going with the Eagles?
The Eagles. But I think I heard Jalen Hurts. He's still on concussion protocol. So
I was about to say that too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dang,
I think he'll be back. I got
He got the repercussions
of the concussion.
He thought he was Kirk.
He
on the bench.
He Kirk.
He is Kirk
The repercussion.
If he don't play,
he got
on the bench.
Gotta play. They try arresting everybody, and that'd be crazy to get a first round exit after
resting.
After resting.
Yeah, you won
and
it.
you didn't let Saquon go after that record.
You might as well got it.
That'd be crazy. Green Bay did spoil Dallas last year.
For the same reasons that Dre just said, I'm going to pick the Packers. Because, yeah, they're out, but they still got Dobbs. They still got Wicks. They still got Reed. They're pretty decent receivers.
Jacobs, he needs 3 touchdowns, and they might win.
Josh Jacobs, we've seen Reed bust 40, 50-yard passing touchdowns before, dude. I mean, he can get by it. If Jordan, so what's the situation with Love? Is he going to play?
I think he'll play. It's too soon to know what the outcome of the elbow injury is and was.
So, Love hurts.
I'm going to say right. I'm going to say I say Eagles in a close game. Yeah, at home.
He hasn't
looked good. And if you think about these last few games, Packers just hadn't looked all that great. They've gotten off to some very slow starts. I think they had Detroit the weekend before that, and they struggled there. Or was that Minnesota? It was one of the teams they went. It was Minnesota. They went and
or 2 weeks ago they had a big stretch because they played Detroit. I think before that too.
Mhm.
right before Minnesota.
But they just haven't
Yeah.
looked all that great these last few weeks, and I just say that I don't see them advancing. I think this is the Eagles' year to get to that NFC Championship. And then we got the nightcap, Sunday night football. You got the Commanders, Jaden Daniels taking on the Bake Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Raymond James Stadium. Come on now.
Dang.
You got your nemesis to your Falcons, the Buccaneers. Who you taking, them or the Commanders?
That's actually gonna be a real good game.
I think that's gonna be a real good game.
That's gonna be a real good game. We were in a shootout with them, so Baker Mayfield and them, they definitely have the offense.
You're in a
Come
shootout,
back.
Commanders.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I
I
was
thought
saying.
you
Yeah,
were talking
like
about
yeah.
Tampa. Yeah, got you.
Well, both teams were high scoring games when we faced them. It was back and forth, and man, that's tough. I can see Baker doing it. Baker wins games. He's actually had a real good year.
40-something touchdowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was killing it. I'm gonna go, man. That's tough. I'll probably go Commanders, just on the fact that I think, damn, that's tough. I'll probably go Commanders. I think probably just on maybe just I don't know. I could see them losing
Make a
though.
decision. Come on, we got to keep it moving.
I
No
mean, I
money
guess-
riding on it. The house ain't riding on it. So
Yeah, but still though, it's a gut feeling. I go Commanders.
Dre,
Yeah.
well, we know who you got.
Yeah, we're gonna
look at the background.
We gonna shut down Scary Terry. We're gonna shut down Zacchaeus or whatever. And if we shut them two down, we should win the game. But if we don't, D has been
What-
questionable.
What's the point spread? That's one thing I'd like to know. Anybody got that handy? Can you get it handy? CC, why they look that up? Who you got?
I'm
3 points to Buccaneers.
Damn.
yeah, 3 points. But that's just standard home team advantage.
Mm-hmm. Which
Really,
means they
it's
don't.
kind of-
So they almost
kinda
think it's a
even
pick
odds.
'em.
Yeah. I think I could be biased. I could just be Buccaneers hater, but I think Commanders for some reason. I think Austin Eckler's back. He contributes heavily to the run game.
Damn.
Yeah, Eckler's back. He was
Zach
back,
Ertz
I
has
think,
been
this-
a big
this
target
past
for
week.
him.
Yeah, if they get rolling, I think the Commanders are going to be hard for the Bucks to stop. Just offensively.
I think the two-pronged aspect of Jaden Daniels. I just think that dual threat. I got a feeling they might go there, and this might be the upset of the day for me. But I got the Commanders winning this one as well. I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised if Baker has another good game, but for whatever reason, man, that dude's got some magic dust or something in his pocket.
Magic.
He's played well in his rookie year, and I'm thinking
I feel like
Commanders
the
might
Bucks
go
like
in there
to
and
come
steal
alive
one.
at the end, and they're not
Right.
going
I
to be
know.
able.
We got to start hot though. That's
gotta
the
start
thing. If we
slow.
don't-
It's gonna man. But the
Some
way the
some
offense
good
is
games,
playing,
and that's the thing. We're
Mhm.
here.
yeah, the
This is
past
what we've
couple
been
weeks,
waiting
the
on.
Tampa's offense has looked real good. They've been putting up some points. So that's all I've been saying.
Right.
I can see them combating them with the
We need-
Commanders because
We need
we
Jalen
went
McMillan to have a
because
big
we went
game.
toe to toe with them. So I'm just thinking like they was getting scored on like a mug. So you never know. But I got Commanders.
I'm just thinking y'all were
Mon-
losing to us in the first half yesterday,
Oh yeah, I mean,
and
I
it
don't
took
know.
y'all
why-
a whole till the second half to come alive.
That
I
was
like,
true.
Dang, what the hell
Baker
is going
was-
on? Like,
Baker
They were
I know.
struggling. Yeah, they had to come back.
yeah,
Moving on to that the Monday night game. So a week from tonight, as we are recording, we'll have the Vikings at LA taking on the Rams.
Ooh,
Who you got, D? Who you got?
I go Rams.
Yeah, I got the Rams on that too.
Damn.
I mean, the Vikings just did not look.
Nobody's
good
taking the 14-3 Vikings because I'm taking Rams too. I'm just telling you right
I'm
off the
taking the
bat.
Vikings.
I
What
saw
you think,
Sam
Vikings?
Darnold look like Sam Darnold last night.
man.
That dude was petrified every time Detroit came up through the middle.
It was that
Overthrowing the
that
ball.
defense was getting
But
to him.
That defense
We've
was
seen
going
every
to light
quarterback
him
look
up.
like Sam Darnold at least once this year.
Talking
Like
about
Sam
Matthew
Darnold
Stafford?
3 times. Any of them, any quarterback. Everybody has a bad night. We've seen every
Yeah.
quarterback look just as bad
Oh,
as Sam
yeah,
Darnold
yeah,
at least
but it
once
was
this
just-
year. So
That was that game though that when you shouldn't have had it, you didn't need to have it. He just looked rattled the whole night. I saw
Yeah.
fear in his eyes as he was in the huddle. So I'm going with the Rams. I guess everyone except CC. All right, it's
Yep.
gonna be interesting. We got those picks out of the way. Those are your first round matchups.
Wild
And
card.
man, it's
weekend.
gonna be a good weekend of football. I think it said Thursday and Friday night college, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we got the NFL. If you like football, love football, this is your
Right.
time of the
This
year.
is the
It's
weekend.
coming.
You're going to enjoy
it's
yourself.
dwindling down, so you better get
Dwindling
in now.
Hey,
down.
we might as well do some quick picks on the college games real quick. It's only the semifinals.
I don't care. Go ahead.
You got Ohio State versus Texas. Who you got, CC?
We already know. That O.
Right, I'm about to say yes. Though.
Yeah, that's the wrong
win it.
person
Yeah, you gonna
first.
win the whole thing.
I'm gonna go Ohio State too
You're
as
gonna win the
well.
whole thing.
Yeah, they got Texas on
You have to kill 'em.
Friday.
Texas has been.
We gonna kill
I
'em.
think Texas has been struggling. They
Man, I think
I
this
don't-
is going to be a good game, though. What's the point
We got
spread
the
in
best
this?
defense in the nation.
5.5, Ohio State.
I think this might be Ryan
Mhm.
Days this year to get that monkey off his back.
And they're playing in Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Texas can
Reluctantly, I'll take Ohio State. But like I
Yeah,
said, a $20 million payroll, you damn sure better win, because I'm going to be clowning them come next week when we talk
Man.
about this. But no, I got to go with Ohio State.
And then Thursday, it's Penn State versus Notre Dame. They've looked.
I'll take Notre
phenomenal.
Dame.
I'm gonna take Freeman and Notre Dame as well. The Fighting Irish.
I hope it's Notre Dame because we would kill
D,
Notre
who
Dame.
you got?
Notre Dame. I'll go Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. All right. Today is Black Monday in the NFL where coaches are fired. We already had 3 from earlier in the season. The Jets fired Robert Saleh. The
Solid.
Bears fired Matt Eberflus, and then the Saints fired Dennis Allen. Yesterday, they say because the reason the Patriots fired Gerard Mayo is because they won the game and knocked themselves out of contention for that first round draft choice. No, seriously,
That's
they
funny.
said they were planning on losing that game, and I think they would have been either first or second had they lost.
Dang, I
Just-
wonder they were like, did they tell him? And he was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Lovey Smith did to Houston a couple years back when he purposely won. I'm here to win football games, and he won the game. They lost the top draft choice. They fired his ass. But then the second one was
Damn.
Doug Peterson. The Jaguars fired him today
Yeah.
after 3 seasons. He was 22 and 29. And I meant to go through some records. Mayo was only 4 and 13. Saleh was 20 and 36.
Ooh.
Eberflus was 14 and 32 in his 3 seasons, and then Dennis Allen was 18 and 25. Those
all had
are
losing
five
records.
openings right there,
Yep.
and looking like Vrabel is the
Vrabel
odds
going
on
to get one of them.
yeah, he's gonna get one of them.
You think Bill Belichick should have just been patient, or you think they wouldn't have gave him? Because that's
I think the pros, somebody doesn't want Bill back in the league right now.
Bill.
Yeah.
Not sure what it is, who he pissed off, whose daughter he slept with. You know, he's sleeping with
Little-
these young
right,
girls
right.
these days.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They like that's a PR nightmare. You don't know what's gonna pop up.
I think Dayball will get another job pretty quick.
He
Some-
Well, he didn't get
somebody will
fired.
Yeah,
pick him
he's
up.
staying. He's
No,
staying.
he's staying.
I'm still not convinced he's gonna stay.
No, he
This
put
the
it on,
last-
on
I
wax
mean-
today.
Yep.
Ownership put it on wax. They're bringing it back at
All
least
right.
for 1 year.
All right.
It's a big mistake, but I'm surprised that they're doing it. But by them making that public announcement, they're bringing him back for one more season. Now, I'm still surprised that they hadn't put the axe or pulled the trigger on Antonio Pierce.
Oh yeah. That,
That's who I thought would be fired today. Mike McCarthy, his contract
that's
is
a crazy
ended.
one.
I don't know if they're trying to.
Bear said they about to interview Mike McCarthy. That came out here this evening. They asked for permission from Cowboys just to interview him, which I think honestly he probably just wants to get out of that stressful situation. He's not going to come out and say so, but I think he's more so just tired of dealing with Jerry's antics. So
It's the whole, just the spotlight, not the spotlight, but the constant pressure, just
Mhm.
and all that. That's one of the biggest NFL franchises as far as like popularity. There's
Yep.
a lot of fan base.
how much money
fan
they
base,
make.
how much money they make. You're the Cowboys.
I think they wish they did have 12 wins this season. They kept complaining 12 and 6, or it would have been 12 and 5,
Mhm.
12
Careful
and
what
4.
you wish
12
for.
Right. You only won 8 games, if I remember seeing it right, this year, and not even
Yep.
in playoff contention.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
It's
Those are
crazy.
at least the 5 jobs that we know about. And I know the Bengals, they hung their defensive coordinator out to dry, Lou Amarillo. They fired him,
Mm.
which I thought was a mistake because really wasn't all his fault. I just think since the Super Bowl, they really haven't put a whole lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball.
No,
Mhm.
they really haven't.
Another example of the ownership being cheap
Yep.
and not
Yeah.
spending money
ain't
like they
spending-
should.
They really, they don't spend money either.
We'll
Maybe
see
it's
how
just market.
these go ahead.
I was just saying maybe it's just the market. Some franchises, like you said, they're cheap. You go there, some places got gourmet food in the cafeteria. Remember they did the
Mhm.
rankings of just
Oh
like
yeah, I know
facility?
that was good.
I think Bengals weren't that highly rated.
No, they're not.
No.
They're
they're cheap.
notoriously cheap, despite all the teams making billions. Even if they sold that team, I think they'd get north of 8 to 6 to 8 billion for that franchise
Hmm.
right there in Cincinnati.
So it's on the
Yeah.
lower end basically. Of the
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
still.
They are a family run though, which is one of the last. There's not that many
That is
family
true.
run teams left.
them KC, Dallas,
In
of
Ohio.
course.
Yeah. Well, I think that family's only income is from the team. They don't have any other. They're not like a Walmart or a Jerry
Skyline
Jones
Chili.
or anybody
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like the Bengals is there. Do they?
That's
do
their
they own
sole.
that?
That's their sole business. No, they don't.
I was about to say, shoot.
Just kidding.
He just always has to get a Skyline Chili reference anytime we talk about Cincinnati.
That's my trademark.
Yeah, just throw some chili on it. It'll
It's sponsored by Skyline Chili.
man.
We eat this shit again.
Man.
But that's too funny. That's an interesting point. But again, though, it's $1 billion franchise. They're still pulling down. They're not standing in the food line for money. If you got I just say 6. Let's just say that they're evaluated at $6 billion. Still a lot of money, and they're making money hand over fist with these TV deals.
Yeah.
They're not losing. I can guarantee you that. And if I had to guess, I bet they're on the lower end of spending when it comes. Well, we know they are.
Yeah, they don't spend no
They
money.
don't spend
Mhm.
any money. You're going to have to pay Jamar Chase now after the season that he's had. So it'd
about to
be
get-
interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. Are they going to keep T. Higgins too? You think?
I doubt it.
I think he's going to be gone too. So now they really going to be starting from scratch. But I think their whole thing was they feel like they wasted a season this year. They had the Joe Burrow who was leading the quarterbacks as far as yards, and then Jamar Chase. He's basically got the triple crown if I'm
Yep.
right.
He
then
got it.
And then they got Trey Hendricks, who was a DN. He was leading the league in sacks. They looking like this season is potentially a wash, but year after year they always start slow. So that maybe they need to look within and see how they can get the guys ready. Maybe they need to have a little more preparation before the season starts, and maybe they can start winning games. You can't start with what I think they started with 4-8 or something. It was pretty bad how they
Mhm.
started this year.
Yeah.
They
Lost
were
the
just
first game
losing.
to the Patriots. Opening day, you lost to the
Losing and
Patriots.
losing.
That's one game if you could have had back, you'd be in the playoffs.
Yep.
This segment is called Do You Agree? And the quote was, Goats don't rest. And that was a quote by Jerry Rice in response to Patrick Mahomes sitting out the last game of the season. He said, if you're a true GOAT, you don't sit down. You play in every game and you bring it. And it's football. Let the chips fall where they may. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Definitely.
I agree with him.
He's not wrong.
Whether or not you care, I'm sure Patrick Mahomes don't care what Jerry Jones has said. All they care about is that 3P.
The
I'm
Jerry
gonna
Rice.
do whatever
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I have to do, regardless what your opinion is, to get this freaking Super Bowl. So yeah, it might not be the most tasteful thing, but I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna preserve myself, and I'm gonna be better because of it. But I do agree with you should be playing.
There's a thin line.
Mm-hmm.
Team rest
Rest and rush.
and rough
I mean, I think
because they're not going to play again for a whole
10
nother
days.
week.
I'm going to say 10
Yep.
days, I believe. They're going to be they're not
That's
going to be
true.
rusty, though. That we know the Chiefs aren't going to be. I think Andy Reid's definitely going to have them doing some type of something to where they're going to be ready to play. They won't be lackadaisical when it comes out to that divisional round. Like, they're going to be bought in. Everybody's going to be there. Pacheco, he only got, I think, 1 touchdown this year. So, if anything, he might be the rustiest player on the team.
right. For real.
Everybody else is going to be ready to
It's easier said than done, but if you're not, obviously, if you're not playing in games, you're not going to be full pads in practice. You're going to
That's
have
true.
a whole lot of light practices. So You're not taking any hits. I get it. You're trying to avoid injury, but it's football, man. Everybody's hurt at this time of year. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to be 100% like you were when the season started. I just don't know. I think when you sit that long, there's something to be said about how you start a ball game, and before you know it, you've lost. You look up, and we tried to come back a little too late in the contest, but I agree with Jerry. Play if you're here to play, and
here
it
to
goes
play,
back
play.
to Saquon should have played yesterday, even if it was for one half. A
He
lot
coulda
of
got
teams
money.
did that.
Keep the legs
They
fresh.
started them, and then they brought their starters out in the second half. Easily could have done that, and he'd have the record, I would think, by now. So
John Harbaugh,
anyway, just something to think about.
I would say John Harbaugh played everybody so late. I was like, man, we already saw Zay Flowers got hurt, and it just looked like, did they really need to be out there? No, they didn't have anything clinched yet, but to me,
Yeah.
it seemed like they could have easily just pulled them a little bit earlier. The game was basically
That's
over,
the flip side,
essentially.
because the Ravens are they're heavily injured every year.
Right.
And
Right.
because they do things like that. So there's definitely
That's
a
what I'm
flip
saying.
side to it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's hard to make that call.
Yes, yeah, because it's one. I guess they're playing more weeks now. I wouldn't say the mentality
Less
was
preseason.
right. Less preseason. The mentality was a little bit different. Yes, you do play like all the games, but I don't know. It's tough. I don't
You're
know.
making more to play
I don't-
more.
I don't know what it is about today's
my
area,
team.
right? But players just get so injured nowadays, and I don't know,
Mhm.
like easily, like just celebrating, they might get an injury because they do a backflip and land wrong. Okay, he's out with a Achilles tendon. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I do agree. Oh yeah, goats. Yeah, should they play every game? But I don't know. The man got 3 Super Bowls. They get another one this year. The rest
what do
is
you-
working.
what do you
What
say? I
can you
guess the
say?
rest-
That's what I'm saying.
The
Right,
rest, right.
the rest is
the rest
working,
would have
so-
been
You
worth
argue with
it.
the results?
Yeah.
No, we ain't. Let's get there, I guess. I mean, then that's what we'll know. All right. We mentioned the draft a little while ago. So the Tennessee Titans locked up the number 1 spot in the 2025 draft. Cleveland will be second. And this is barring any trade ups or moves up. The Giants are third. New England dropped to 4th with the win that they had. And then the Jacksonville will be 5th. So it'd be interesting to see where those top few players are going to go. I mean, man, I don't know if I'd want to go to Tennessee. And maybe that'd be a good spot for a Shador or a Travis Hunter. We'll see.
Yeah.
Cam
Yeah.
Ward.
What's the
Milrow.
order of the draft?
So you got
Tennessee's number 1,
Cleveland 2,
Cleveland's 2,
Giants 3,
Giants 3.
Patriots 4,
Okay.
and the Jags 5th.
Okay.
Those last 2 don't need quarterbacks.
They'll get the
The
edge
first
rushers,
3
though.
do.
I think even if I mean Shador probably would. I think Shador's probably go to New York. You know what I'm saying?
I can see him going to Tennessee and
Yeah, I
having a
could
nice
too.
career there.
How
Kind
can
of
they
a,
pass on him? How can you pass on him?
Well, I think it's gonna be where the Shador want to play. I think he got that type of pull where he's gonna be like, you gonna trade me to. He's gonna go if he wants to go to New York. He already said, "Peep the
it says
cleats."
right New York on the bottom of his cleats. Wasn't he?
And they
He
were
had-
red
he
and
had 'em
blue.
on. Yeah, he had them on.
He
during
said
that
That's when
he
they
ball
had
over
it
game.
nowhere.
tied up, though, right? That's when New York had those
Huh?
spots sewed up.
That's before Drew
Nah.
Lock went off on that game.
Yeah, I
But-
think it is before Drew
Yeah.
Lock blew up Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I just
That
think,
is
like we
true.
said the other week, what can you do? Like, he can say all that, but at the end of the day, what can you really, if a team drafts you, like, they draft, like, what can you do?
Eli Manning got out of his draft pick.
Well, you can hold out though.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can.
You can't
can
go
be-
back to
What do you mean
school,
hold
but
out?
you
What
can
you
still
gonna
hold
say?
out.
Eli
be
Manning, he
dumb.
said, "I'm
You
not
gonna
going
do
to
He was going to go to the Chargers. Yeah,
Yeah, he got picked number 1 to go to Chargers, and he's like, "Bro, I'm not going to the Chargers," and they traded him to New York.
I just
And
feel
you
like the
can
only
do
person
that.
you're hurting
You-
is yourself.
Somebody,
Yeah.
I don't know. Elway, he did
I get
it.
what you're
He
saying.
sat
That's what I'm
out. He
saying.
went
I'm like,
back
it's
and played.
happened
He
before,
went
like,
back and played
if
baseball.
you got that type of if you got that type of pull, which I think Shador does, but I don't know.
think he's
Shador
that
sure
good.
does.
I
Where
don't
would
think
you?
he's that
Where would
good.
you rather play, Giants or the Titans? I'd rather play for the Giants. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
I
I'm saying.
think
It
I'd
don't
rather go
matter,
to
'cause
Nashville and
what
play for
I'm-
the Titans. I think it'd be
Nah.
less
Whoever I'm drafted
exposure
to.
in terms of the media.
I know
he
that's
could
yeah,
turn that franchise around because that's a football town. The old Houston Oilers, they've got a rich history, and they were good when Steve McNair was there. They hadn't had a good quarterback, if memory serves correct, since Air McNair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see him in that uniform. I think he'd, like I said, have less pressure
They need to go back to
than
them old
New York.
uniforms.
Say
I
again,
think
D.
he'll
They
be
need to
the
go back
first
to them
round pick.
Oilers, them uniforms,
Mhm.
that powder
Yeah,
blue,
those
the
are
ones
tight.
they wore
Those are tight.
this last week.
The one they just wore, yeah,
That should
those
be
are
their-
nice.
Yeah, they should just be.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
speaking
think?
of
I
that,
don't.
Philadelphia, the ones they wore, the black ones yesterday, those
Oh,
are
yeah,
tight.
those
yeah,
were clean.
pretty tight. Yeah, those
Even
were,
Yeah.
Detroit's. I
Yeah,
thought
those were.
Detroit's looked
Detroit's was
nice.
clean too. Yeah, Detroit with that black was dope.
Good look. What were you
Yeah,
gonna say though,
let's
Corey?
call those the
Before-
Midnight Motor City uniforms or whatever for Detroit.
Yeah.
They
That's
need
what-
to wear
I
those
just
throughout
don't
the
think
playoffs.
Shador is. I think he's going to be the first round, but I just don't feel like, as far as maybe the past 5 years, I don't think he's the best first round. We've had better quarterbacks go first round than him. I just don't think he's a cerebral talent. At the time, Eli, they were good. They were good coming out of college. Now Shador's good, but he's not on their level. He's not. They're good quarterbacks this year, but we've seen way better quarterbacks in the past couple of years than this group that's
And maybe
coming out.
that's why I
this-
think he's more suited for Tennessee than the Giants, who are going to have these huge expectations of him,
Right.
and he may need some time just to sit back. He could play behind Will Levis for a year, or sit out
Yeah.
6 games and then take the job from him.
I say they should go
That
ahead
won't
and
be a
start
hard.
him.
That won't be a hard.
Man, I'm about to say I gotta sit for real. I gotta sit behind Will
Hey, yo,
Levis.
man, come
Come on
on
now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
So you might as well just start me.
You
Huh?
might as well start me,
Man,
dog, and
but
just give me
That's
the
why he
reps.
waited a year, because he wasn't as good as the quarterbacks last year. He would have been way down on the board.
Yeah, he
I
wasn't
just
ready
don't think
though.
he's in
I'm
the
about to say,
same
last
class
year
as
was
a
a
lot of
way
these
better-
quarterbacks that
Last
are
year
coming
wasn't
out.
a good year for him to do it though.
Nah,
At least
last
he
year-
improved his
Well,
game
he
a little
wasn't-
bit.
Drake,
He
man,
had
because
last
everybody
year,
else was
yeah,
better.
like-
Right.
Yeah, I mean because they
This
were.
year-
They were older too as well. I don't think he was his time. No, I think he's a good quarterback. I get what you're saying, but I don't think he's
I'm
gonna
trying
be
to
too bad.
think.
No, I don't
Joe
think so.
Milton
I'm just-
even looked good on the
as far as
Patriots
first-round
this,
picks go.
This last game
Yeah,
from
but
Tennessee.
last year was star-studded with QBs.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
last year
what
we
I'm
just-
saying. He's
No, I
not one
agree.
of them star-studded QBs. He's good, but he ain't on that level.
I guess he's the best one this year.
Mhm.
This would be technically his class.
Yeah, and it's
For
gonna be there's a debate between him and Cam Ward. I'll take Shador over
I think
Cam myself,
Shador over Cam.
but it's gonna be.
I think
We'll see.
on that.
Pro Bowlers for each team.
Bennett.
Me and D talked about it a little bit the other night. We had a couple. For unfortunately, CC the Saints had none. The Bucks
None.
did have Tristan Wirfs and Vita
We're
Vea.
practice squad.
Falcons had Kadero Hodge and Chris. Damn, didn't write his last name down again.
Chris Hodges.
Was it Lindstrom.
Oh, Chris Lindstrom.
He's a guard. Oh shoot.
Should have been Bijan Robinson.
Nah, he didn't make it. Then the Niners
I know,
had
I'm
George
saying
Kittle,
I said
Kyle
it should have
Juszczyk,
been.
Fred Warner, and Nick Bosa. You think he should have got elected or selected?
Yeah, he had a shoot. I think he had a behind. The only running backs that did, I guess, better was Saquon and Derrick Henry. He had
Chris Lindstrom and then Cardale
Lindstrom.
Hodge.
Yep. Lindstrom. Okay. Kept wanting to call him Winstrom for some reason. Lindstrom. So those are your Pro Bowlers for the teams that we covered. And then we can get into this Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, and I forgot who
Acho.
the third person was.
Emmanuel.
Yeah, Emmanuel Acho.
Nah, he wasn't named in the suit. They just dropped
was just-
dime on him. He's not.
Yeah,
the-
he was just.
it's Skip Bayless, is Joy Taylor, and
It's the chairman. It's the.
Charlie Dixon. So
So
apparently,
what's going
Yeah,
on?
who?
Yeah.
yeah. So it starts with Skip kept in sexually harassing the hairdresser,
Yeah, what's
and
it?
in the
Noshin?
suit,
Fergie. Fergie.
yeah,
Faraji.
Faraji,
Faraji.
is it like Nanona, Nanashi, Faraji?
Noshin. Noushhin. Noshin.
Yeah, Noshin. Yeah, I would say it's
Faraji.
probably close. Faraji is the last name. She was a
Faraji.
hairstylist.
Faraji P. Henson.
Faraji P. Henson. Naraji. Anyway, she Skip kept making several advances, even
See, I
offered
knew I
her
didn't like Skip.
$1.5 million to sleep with her.
Damn.
Damn.
Desperate.
Yeah, he wanted
1.5
it. He
million?
wanted
You
it
want that
bad.
bad. $1 million?
After she told him of a cancer scare 2020.
Well, that's how
Right,
she
ovarian
said. That's how
cancer.
she got him to stop messing with her. After she said that, then he stood
What-
back.
what'd
and-
she say?
Whoa.
She had to say she had
Ovarian
ovarian cancer to keep him from trying to
Damn.
pursue her. So every time he'd hug her, they say he would linger. He'd kiss her on the cheek.
Caressed against her breast.
Right. breast rubbing.
Dang,
Allegedly.
This is all in the suit.
Allegedly.
And then she just dropped dime about how, I guess she told Joy about the situation. Joy's pretty much get over yourself, you know.
Joy was up there hooking up with
because
folks.
she was
She
already
already
hooking up
in
with
it.
Acho
Everybody.
Yeah, and what's his
Dixon.
name?
and Dixon. Yeah.
Well, they were first. It
She
was
was
with
hooking
Dixon.
up with Dixon too.
Yeah.
Dixon
well-
and Acho at
well,
the same time, they say.
Apparently, yeah. So
Dang.
apparently, okay. So Joy she's married and she got a husband in Miami at that time. She moved out to L.A. and then they went out like they were friends and went out for drinks. And then Dixon would always show up when they were out every time, buying them shots, buying them food. And then
But he
Joy,
could play it off because he's the VP.
but Joy and Dixon would
Mhm.
always leave together. They would always
Mhm.
leave together. She
White
said,
privilege.
yeah. And then so then she was like, well, Skip tried to make a pass at me. She told Joy, and Joy was like, yeah, you might as well just get over it. Keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're saying that all of Fox is. You know what I'm saying? There's people up there who people keep
badass
quiet. They
girl.
turn their eye. You know what I'm saying? They turn their eye to a lot of stuff. They said there's a guy up there who's selling narcotics to all the the people there. You know what I'm saying? He supplies
So
them
all the-
personalities too as well. He keeps them. And she told HR, and HR didn't do nothing about it. Like she
Oh my
went through
gosh.
the.
That's where they messed up. That's
Yeah,
where they're
she-
going to have to probably hope to settle out of court. Especially Skip.
$20.
If he wants to save some money, he might want to go ahead and give that woman a few million.
Yeah, just 3.5 and just call it a day.
Call
I
it
mean,
a day.
if he was about to get 1.5 for the coochie, I'm sure.
Damn. They said he was only making $8 million though, so that's almost like a third of his salary.
No, he said, hey,
Yeah, but that's $8 million per season though that he was on
So
that
did-
show, or per
yeah,
year
per-
that he was on that show.
for sure, per season, but still
Yeah, he-
1.5 just for
Yeah, but he was on there for 10 years, and that's not counting the money
And
he
you got your
stole from ESPN
podcast.
all those years.
yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
He definitely got the money.
and
but
then they said Skip was mad because he thought her and Faraji and Shannon were having. a thing.
Right.
That's probably like a
exactly.
lot of the beef
the
between
tension, he's
the
mad. 'cause-
tension. He
Mhm.
was mad.
Yeah.
That got ugly.
Oh, so you won't give it to me because you gave it to Shannon.
Brady's way better than you.
Dip.
Skip.
I ain't hit that
Let
deal.
me tell you. Skip.
I ain't hit that. I ain't hit that.
My uncle
I
told
ain't
me
get my
this one
chip
day,
and
Skip.
I took that road.
Two in the
I took
stone
that
is
roast
worth more
pork.
than one in the hand.
that roast,
That roast
roast spark and a Red Bull.
roast spark guy.
Right, Rose Park in the excess.
So
There you
did
go,
Acho
D.
get her job?
Product
Yeah,
placement.
I'm telling you.
Is that what they're saying? Acho
It
got
was-
her a spot on Speak,
Yep. So that so
Mhm.
like
main
after the
hosting
whole
spot
Dixon
back in
thing,
2022.
Or did
Yep.
she get him the spot? I can't
No,
remember
he-
who. He got her the spot, right?
Because yeah, that's another. She was just dropping names. He got her the spot because around that time they were talking, and she was trying to get on the show, and then they started sleeping
Yeah.
together. So
'Cause
Then
she
and
when
that's
it
from
why.
went
mediator
south,
to
that's
an
when they had to
actual
break
host.
up the show.
Yep. Yeah. So I think she was also.
Oh, is that why? That could be why.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's
No,
also-
that's
I
what
I
they
was
say.
wondering why they did that.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're accusing
Dang.
Joy of using sex to progress herself in the.
I thought
know,
it was
in
just
that
because
industry.
Undisputed
Yeah,
went
and
online.
As
and
if
Right.
she'd be
shuffled
the first
people
woman to
around.
do that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Just
Use
make-
what
just-
you got.
Just making them all look bad. Mina Kimes,
I bet
Kay
you they all do
Adams,
it.
Kimberly
I bet you
Martin,
everyone out there.
What about
Uh,
Molly?
Molly.
Molly. I don't
Hey,
think they like Molly that much. She got to be doing
They,
it.
they always be
They
making
wouldn't
jokes.
keep
They,
her around any other way.
they always be making jokes on Molly.
They always just
They-
let
I
up.
think
Molly.
because Molly won't do it is the reason. At one point,
be
she was
picking her
married to
apart
Derrick Rose,
sometimes.
and they couldn't make
Jalen-
that work.
Jalen Rose.
Yeah, that's it. Derrick. Yeah, Jalen. Yeah. Wrong Rose.
Hey,
Wrong
speaking of
Rose.
Derrick Rose, they are
Guns N'
retiring. They're
Roses.
retiring his jersey next year.
I saw that. Yeah, good for
Did
him.
you
And
see
know
what
the
his
city-
side hustle is now? He's selling roses.
Yep, he has a rose
No,
shop.
he's got a pop up rose shop that
That's sick.
he's got going on. So
Got the bouquets ready to go.
congrats,
D Roses.
congrats to D Rose and his retirement. Yeah, but Jalen Rose.
Yeah, Jalen Rose.
But
Dang, that's crazy.
anyway,
That's
we'll
some
keep
heat right
moving
there.
on.
Man, they might Fox. They gonna have to bounce back from that, man, because they already corny and most of the takes on there are just wild and crazy. Anyway, It's gonna be a hit for them. This might be Netflix time to come in and do some sports analysis and
That's
Right.
right.
Netflix,
Monday
really?
Night Raw is on
Really?
tonight, debuting on Netflix.
So I was
Netflix,
watching
that's
a little
crazy.
bit of it. The
Netflix
Rock
will
was
go
on there.
snatch them all up. Here, we'll take you, Joy.
Yeah,
They'll take you
they
out
sure
your
will.
Make a show
Right,
at y'all
look
two.
at y'all
They
spin-off
would,
show.
dude. They
They
would.
thirsty ass. They would do that.
They don't care.
No, they're getting deep into sports for real.
That's funny.
All right, it's time for who are you got torched? Not
Torch.
who, but you
Ooh.
got torched.
Who are you?
When you got torched.
When you got torched.
Oh, it's a good flame tonight.
Yes, sir.
Could have used some of that on this snow. Melt some of this snow down.
Man.
No kidding.
I know we had at least
Man.
a foot. They say
Oh,
8.5,
easily.
9
I, was about
inches.
to,
Yeah.
I think I
Easily a foot.
I had about
Easily.
at least 8 or 9 at my house, so I know it's
We
probably
got
more.
so much ice down
Crazy.
here. It was crazy.
That
All
was-
right, you got torched. You all got any nominees? I had the punt return that Josh Blackwell had against the Packers yesterday.
94 yards.
Yeah, that was pretty
big. I
sweet.
saw that.
Dang.
And I saw that one in the moment, so that was nice
Oh
to
yeah.
see that one.
I might
It's
say
like-
the coach was so pissed. I think I don't know if it was special teams coach, but whoever they got cussed out because they must have missed the assignment or something where they could have tackled him. I had a couple more. Damian Pierce also had a 92-yard
I had that one. Yep.
return as well. That was
Mhm.
pretty cool.
What's the one for the? Was that the same game where he tricked him? He lined up on the wrong side and then ended up running it back.
Oh, that was in Chicago.
That was a Chicago game, wasn't it? Yeah,
Wasn't it?
where he made it look like he didn't have the ball, but they lined everybody else up on the. I guess that would have been on the.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
line
as we were
everyone on
watching,
the
it'd
left,
been on the left. Yeah,
and
he was on the
caught it.
right.
Yeah, he caught it on the right.
Mm-hmm. Took it home.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, what was the dude's name against the Niners that took one back at the end of the game? It gave him that, put almost that 50 burger up on him. You all might not
dang.
have seen it.
I ain't see it.
Mm-mm.
And Niners defense didn't see it either.
Dang.
I know what Ravens defense had that interception for a touchdown. That was like, 25, 30 yards, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
was
forget
a
about
good
the
one.
Saturday games when they happen.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they had a nice one.
Oh, the Niners one. That was Tony Jones. I saw that one. That 46-yard run or whatever. That was crazy.
Right at the end of the
game.
game. It was like right near the end of the game.
Yeah, right near
Yeah.
the end. I was gonna mention that, but I'm like 46. But it was an explosive play. And then we had, I think I had two more here. It was Trey Martin. What was it? Yeah, Tay Martin. He had a 50-inch bomb. Levis just threw that mug sky high.
Yeah.
It
I
looked like
remember
it was gonna
seeing
be intercepted, but he wound up, boom, and then wound up catching it at the end there.
Shoot, Derrick Henry took one to the house too for a pretty big run, actually. I remember it.
He's been running, man.
20
Yeah, he
attempts,
took a nice one.
138 yards, 2
You know what I'm saying?
touchdowns
Like he's been running.
at the right
Yeah.
time.
He had a nice. Yeah, that one was about a 25, 30 yarder too. That was a good one.
I think now is when they really rely on them, especially because I think they were limited, not limiting his touches for real, but they were
Saving
like,
them for the playoffs.
saving them
Well,
for the playoffs.
now that everybody's beat up, is when he's most effective.
Oh,
everybody's hurt,
Right.
so nobody wants
you
to
gonna be
tackle
scared
him.
to tackle him. Yeah, you
You're
gonna be
fresh at the
scared to
beginning of the
tackle him.
wanna
season, so you
touch
don't
him.
care.
Because he's still, you know what I'm
This is
saying?
where he shines.
Doesn't really look like he has any lingering injuries. Had no reports. You know what I'm saying? So I think this
He's
is the
been healthy
time
the whole season.
he can literally carry you through the playoffs.
Yeah. He,
Like-
look-
Did you guys say
he
that
looked like
Bears?
he was a little slower for a second there, but then like you said, I think they were just trying to
Yeah,
preserve him for the postseason. They
Yeah,
didn't want
I
to,
think
because it's like you start him off so strong and then it's okay.
And then
If
you
keep
just end
running
up-
him, he might
Right.
get injured. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm saying,
McCaffrey.
you,
The
over,
Niners-
you
the
overuse
Niners-
them.
the Niners, they didn't ran through 3-4 running backs. Even Garindo's, they said he might have an MCL.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
he got bent back pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was huge. But you see, though, it don't matter who they put in that system. They got running back you.
I
Had
swear.
a
Let's
good
move
one
on.
with the Colts. Alec Pierce.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, I
He had a
did see
good-
that Pierce touchdown.
He had a good little bomb with the Colts. Yeah, bunch of them.
All right. Who were the Week 18 final regular season fantasy leaders? CC, who we got?
Oh boy, Week 18. Y'all know who we start with? Them tight ends.
Tight ends.
And let's get into it. 11.
Oh,
I was
let me say the
like-
names.
I was like-
Pat,
Come on,
Pat
Skip.
Fryermuth.
That's what Skip like to start
skip,
with.
skip.
Skip.
Can we start with the tight ends first?
Yeah,
Skip?
1.5.
So
I
yeah,
gave
Pat
it to
Fryer.
you.
Yeah,
He's
right.
the top of the
Skip.
tight ends. He got
only
8
gave
for
it 5
11,
passes.
85 yards, a touchdown, 22 points on the day. Not bad for old Pat. We got running backs.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Pat. Yeah, running backs. We got Bijan. He went 23 carries for 139 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ended up putting up 31 points on the day, so that's not a bad one.
Did he make second team, D?
I'm
sorry.
sure he made. Oh, my bad.
I was just
Who,
wondering if he
Bijan?
made second team Pro Bowl.
I'm sure he
Yeah.
made.
He had to, man.
Bro, he had a great season this
Man,
year.
Brian Thomas Jr. got robbed though. They said he was leading in some categories.
Where's the running back?
He always making big plays.
Yeah, I don't know. But then we got Drake London, wide receivers. He
Yeah,
ended up
the
going 10 for
London.
18, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns, 40 points. So not a bad week for him. Quarterbacks, man. Let's give a hand for Bryce Young this week, man. He ended up
Man.
going 23
He had
for
his best
34.
B. Rice.
Went
He was
crazy.
balling.
Went crazy.
Rice.
He
They
was
said-
headed.
Let's
They
give
said-
him a hand, man.
They said Rod Wave had got in the lab with him and gave him some words of encouragement,
But
and
he
that's
was-
when he turned it around. Like
He
I
had
guess
so
it was
much
good.
confidence,
It was
bro.
it was like a
That's
few
all
weeks
it
ago.
is.
He doing the throws and turning around and just. I'm like, okay, where's this Bryce been at? His,
I'm like,
bro,
yeah,
his
that was
confidence,
slick.
bro. His
Hey.
confidence was like,
Crazy.
he was having fun. He was
Yeah.
smiling.
He's loving
Mhm.
it now.
yeah,
Caleb
So-
Williams is not loving it.
yeah. No, Caleb
No.
Williams not loving, but I hated it was against us, but it was actually real nice to see, especially
Mhm.
after all the scrutiny he went through in this season. And I think I was texting a coworker of mine who's a Panthers fan. And I was like, hey, if anything, Bryce Young, I think he
might be
gonna
good for you.
slowly.
No, they got their
Couple
quarterback.
pieces
They got him.
They need to
Mhm.
get Brooks back. They need to get Hubbard back, and they'll be good.
Yeah, so he ended up doing 25 for 34, 251
Yeah.
yards, 3 touchdowns in the air, and then he went ahead and got 2 on the ground for 36 points. So,
Wow.
yeah, good for freaking Bryce Young, man. That's awesome. Overall, my guy, Jahmyr Gibbs. Went
Jahmyr.
crazy last night.
Jameer.
Went stupid.
23 carries, 139
Went
yards,
down,
3
down.
touchdowns, 5 for
dang.
31 in the air, a touchdown, ended up putting up 46 points. Couldn't ask for better.
Dang.
Couldn't ask for
Kept-
better. That single
kept
back
that-
is working.
Kept that Vikings defense from dancing on in the Ford Stadium over there, man. Because you know they
Mhm.
had some prepared, but they couldn't pull it out. They like no celebrations tonight.
He's a one back. You don't need 2 backs with him. That was just a luxury.
Yeah.
He could
That
be your
was.
main
Yeah,
back.
that was just.
I think
that
though
was,
the way they hit him so hard, though, he needs that have that other person to give
What's
you a
what's
breather.
the other back they had?
Yeah.
Reynolds.
Yeah, he did all right, didn't he?
Reynolds didn't do too bad. He's actually a pretty decent back
Mm-hmm. They got a good team, man, top to bottom.
So yeah, that's our fantasy.
and good
though.
coaching.
Week
You look
18.
at the offensive and defensive coordinator, and then you look at their head coach. Quarterback's playing good. That offense is on fire.
If I was the owner, I'd pay each of them another $1 million to stay one more year. Don't
You
take a head
have to.
coaching job.
I don't think
Let's
Ben.
keep this intact.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
what you got.
Ben
Keep
Johnson
some
might be
continuity.
going, though.
Incentivize it for sure. I think he's
Who
definitely
you
going to
say,
take the.
Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson?
Ben
I'm
Johnson.
saying
Johnson.
Ben.
He
I
might
don't
need
think. I
more
don't
than
think
$1 million.
I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready yet to be the head coach.
I don't
You know what
think
I'm saying?
so either.
I think Campbell can also persuade them though. For some reason, he just got everybody bought in more so like Andy Reid, like Steve Spagnuolo could have been left and went and got
Right,
a
but it's just
coaching
like I'm
position.
part of
Yeah,
a.
but he fell on his face so bad with the Rams. I think nobody really wanted to touch
Mhm.
him again.
That's true, but that
Everybody wants Ben
defense though,
Johnson.
Right. That's the thing. He's the hot,
Everybody wants him.
shiny new object.
Yep.
they do.
that
They
all
talk
of
about
them
him
want.
left and right. That's what I will say about
Yep.
this coaching movement, coaching carousel. It's more so like how the athletes and the celebrities pass around the same people. It's, you already know what you're getting into. Like, why are you trying to go after Cardi B or Brittany Renner or Drea Michelle? It's, you know what you're getting into before, and then
Right.
next thing
Instant
you know,
drama.
yeah, instant drama. Then you just setting yourself up to be pissed off. It's maybe
Mhm.
you just need to like how some of these organizations they'll go and find somebody in college or promote within, or that works a little bit better from just getting somebody's like sloppy seconds, I should say. And then
Yeah.
they want
Times fifth or sixth.
let's bring Frank Wright in again. We already see what the hell
You
he can
just
do.
got fired, and I'm gonna hire you.
Right. Right.
Just
Like
don't-
Frank Wright.
What
that
did you
nigga-
do to build
Dan
that
Quinn turned it
resume while
around,
you
though.
were unemployed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
he
He was
been
on vacation.
around.
You've been on vacation since you got
Man, you've
fired.
been picking the kids up from school. Man, we admire that about you. We want to hire you.
Literally.
Drill those key. Now, these are going to be our key playoff injuries. So
Yeah.
anybody that's
Mhm.
in the playoffs. So, for instance, we mentioned a Jordan Love. But if they're out and the season's over, don't even bring them up.
Oh, okay, for
All right.
sure.
We'll
All right.
talk to you next year. Yeah, we'll see you next
Right,
year.
you gonna be
You're done, son.
you got all season, you
Yeah,
got all
done.
next
Hey,
season to
we-
rest up.
You're done,
Rehab,
son. We'll
rehab.
talk to you next fall.
That's crazy.
Rehab.
Season over.
Season
Man.
is over, fellas.
Season is
Yeah.
over.
It is crazy.
You better
Which
hope
is
you
sad.
ain't injured.
I did hear something. It's like the Seahawks. This is the first time in history where a team that's won 10 games hasn't made the playoffs, and I thought that was like a crazy
Our
thing.
Seahawks
Like,
won 10 games.
yeah, they won.
Yeah,
10
they
games.
did.
They ain't in the playoffs this game. I almost feel bad for them, but yep, like you said, key playoff injuries. We got mentioned it earlier. Jalen Hurts. He wound up still in that concussion protocol. Hope to see him back and playing this week.
Oh, man.
We don't want to see Kenny Pickett or Tanner McKee. Xavier-
Big head Tanner.
Big head Tanner.
from up the street.
From up the street.
From the street.
And then we got Zay Flowers. I know you saw him get his, and they said that's a right knee sprain. Hopefully they can get him back. He is a key piece of that offense. Bateman has also played well, and they still got Likely and Mark Andrews, but they will need Zay Flowers back. And then Jordan Love, like we said earlier, elbow, contusion. They're going to need him. Christian Watson, he's going to be out for the rest of the season. ACL. J.K. Dobbins, his left knee is like a mild bruise or contusion as well. Blake Corum, he has a fractured forearm, so we might not see him for the rest of the playoffs. Depending. That's similar injury that Alex Anzalone had, which he played yesterday. So
Anzalone.
They gave him a carbon fiber cast to where he was able to play. He had some big plays, though. He was locking down everybody within coverage, hitting big, and so it was good to see him back. Terrian Arnold, he was another one of their draft picks. Yesterday, he hyperextended his left ankle or his feet, his toes or something, but they said he was all right. He had a boot when he wound up leaving that game, so he might be back as long as they continue to play within the playoffs. And that should be it for the playoff injuries.
All right. Well,
Hold
thank you.
on. John Mechie, he's another wide receiver. They got Deontay Johnson down there in Houston now, but John Mechie, he's one of the young wide receivers. He got a concussion, did not return during that game yesterday versus the Titans. And that is it.
That is it. Thank you for the fantasy leaders as well as the injury report, fellas.
Yes.
Much appreciated. I'm not going to go through the scores. The season is over. We
Mhm.
know who the playoff teams
It
are.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
what
But
it
there
is.
is one thing I did want to mention. Aaron Rodgers became the 5th player in history to throw for 500 touchdowns in the
Wow.
win over the Dolphins. He trails Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Brett Favre as the only
company.
other players with 500 regular season touchdown passes. And then the other thing about him, they said that the Vegas may want him. And wouldn't that be something if he went to Vegas and they bring Devontae back to Vegas?
Oh my
Man,
god.
bro, they doing too
That's-
much.
He
that's just-
retires the next year, and then
Oh, my God.
Devontae stuck there.
That's just thirsty at this point. They
They
just don't
just,
see
it's
it.
like
Yeah.
a reality show.
Yeah.
You're doing too
All
much.
right, fellas, we're going to move into our best, our bust, and our busters of the week, and this will be a wrap. D, who's your best of the week?
Best of the week, I'm gonna go. It's actually good. I'm gonna actually give it to my boy Bijan Robinson. I think he definitely could have been a Pro Bowler, but he had like over 1,400 yards.
He didn't make the
Uh,
second team. Damn.
I don't know if he
I
made
need
the
to
second
look that
team.
up.
I'll look at it. I can't see if he made the second team or not.
But he's your best of the week.
He's the best of the week for his performance, even though it was in the loss. I think we got a generational talent as far as in the running back position. Some of his runs that he makes, his elusiveness, and he can catch out the backfield. As long as we can keep him around, keep him healthy, keep the offensive line good, I think he's going to be something special. So I'm going to give it to Bijan.
At least they used him better this
Yeah,
year.
he made second team.
That's what I thought.
I'm
He
sure he
at
made
least
second
made
team.
the second team.
Him and Jesse Bates.
That was a good pickup. Jesse Bates.
Yeah, Jesse Bates, yeah. Real good
Good
pick.
pickup.
Yeah,
Dre,
lockdown
who's your
corner.
best of the week?
My best of the week, I'd probably say Baker. It was looking a little shaky, but he wound up getting it done.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
He had a couple key scrambles that wound up extending that game, and then he threw one down to Jalen McMillan that really closed it out for us. So I say Baker.
All right, CC, who's your best of the week?
Really, the best. He did pretty good this week, but just this season as a whole, I'm gonna go ahead and say Lamar Jackson. I think he's been the best this whole year consistently. He's got the most passing yards. He's got the most rushing yards. He's top on the fantasy points boards. He's got the most fantasy points out of any player, period, not just his position. Regardless if he's MVP or not, I think Lamar Jackson has had a great season, and I think he's the best every week almost.
Burrow got 4,900, but
Yeah, I think he trails, but
Yeah,
he's close.
his,
He's
he
close.
is. He
Yeah.
definitely gonna get the
He's got way
MVP
more
in my
attempts,
eyes.
though. He's got 652 attempts to Lamar's 474.
Damn. That's eye-opening right
Yeah,
there.
I swear
Yeah.
that is. Yeah, they just
So-
throw the ball in Cincinnati.
My best goes to Malik Neighbors, breaks the rookie
Neighbor.
reception record held by Puka Nakua.
Puka
Yeah.
Nacua.
Who's the bust, D? Who's your bust?
Bus was this week was going to go to the Vikings. I thought they were going to put a better performance against,
That's
especially
good.
with so much on the line against a division rival. Get that bye week, but this might actually work in their favor, but or not, well, because I didn't pick the Vikings. But yeah, I just putting up 9 points, staying against a playoff caliber team, a team that that you need to show some momentum against.
Mhm.
You put up a lackluster performance, it's almost like right
Horrible.
before the playoffs. It's just that was a bust.
You were the marquee game of the week, and
And
we waited on
Man,
this
I thought it
game.
was gonna be a lot better game than
I
what
thought it was
it
gonna
was.
be a lot better.
And then the week before, they were like celebrating in the freaking locker room like they actually had done something. They were popping champagne, had
Right.
Darnold up in the air. Keep working. The job's not done. It's like
Right, they just happy to be there. I'm
Yep.
just happy to be
Happy
here.
to be here.
happy.
Right? They just can't get in the
That's
PM.
right.
I'm happy to be here.
Shit. Hilarious.
All right, Dre, who was yours? Who's your
my
bust?
My buster probably got to go out to the New England Patriots and the organization. I understand that they didn't want to lose Vrabel potentially to the Jets, but how they handled that, we mentioned it last year once he got hired. Like he's up against a monster. Gerard Mayo, we didn't think he was going to be there. We had high hopes for him even this season, saying they got to give him more than 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way that played out is just truly unprofessional. I heard he did flick off when he on his way out of the stadium. He flicked out the ownership box, so that probably pissed him
Good.
off a little bit more.
But he should though. He
Yeah, I
should
know
have,
that,
because
but-
you let Vrabel go last year. You didn't care that he was on the street.
Yeah,
You had your opportunity then.
And then he said, and then Kraft came out and in that press conference today and said he didn't really give Gerard Mayo the best hand to succeed within that coaching. Something Jerry
Duh.
Jones, something Jerry Jones will never come out and say. So I do actually,
Right, take
I was
accountability.
say, yeah, I do. I appreciate that he was accountable and had
It's
the guts to
accountability.
say that.
But it
at
don't
the
mean
same
nothing.
time, yeah, exactly. It don't
Right,
mean
still
nothing.
Still got rid of it.
go.
Yeah,
Still
Yeah.
got rid of him.
and we know how Boston is.
It's
man.
like that backhanded compliment.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay,
Right.
You still let me go. That's
I
even
swear.
makes it
Yeah.
worse.
Oh, I'm supposed to
You
feel
know you
better
messed up
about
and you
that.
let me go.
Right.
Right.
Really, yeah. So
But here's what he said. He was trying to get his next job. Put that on the resume, that quote. Yeah, but they let you go,
I know.
Gerard.
Yeah, literally, like his resume it's a little bit. It got like a doo-doo stain on it now. It's like,
That was,
Like, what
you,
is
were
that?
you were the best
What is
girlfriend
that?
I ever had. Until we broke up.
Until we broke up.
Yeah.
Until I broke up with you.
I should have
Okay.
known what I was getting into.
Okay.
I knew you wasn't ish, but I still want it.
Right, but you still good.
Anybody will be
CC,
lucky.
who's your bust of the week?
I know they didn't play their starters, but the Chiefs, man. I thought
Yeah, man.
y'all could at least score a point.
Carson,
Right.
Now, come on.
Yeah, you're right.
That if you're so reliant, that's bad news to me, because that tells me that they are severely reliant on these handful of players on their team that you can't
Yep.
even score a touchdown, and they scored 38 points. So that's a
Your
bust.
defense
man.
didn't do
That's a
anything.
bust.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
not
your offense was trash. Your defense was trash, and like you guys, somebody's got to step up. You got to have more. You got to have more depth than that. You got to be able to score. So that was a
Yeah,
bust
that was-
on your guys' point.
that was
Yeah.
pitiful.
Agreed. Mine's gonna go to the Steelers. I was just so disappointed. That was another game that disappointed me.
Oh.
Came to the end of it, they tried to get back in the game, but you had control of the division for about 4 or 5 weeks coming down the stretch, and you just
Mhm.
lost 4 games in a row.
All momentum.
All the momentum, and you played playoff caliber teams, which tells me you're one and done, son. I don't see them beating the Ravens.
He just care about that positive record. That's all he give a damn about. And that,
But I'm telling you, fans are going to get tired of that. And if they're one and done, they said this will be the sixth season in a row. He'll be one and done.
Mm.
I don't know if the fan base is really going to tolerate that and ownership
Mm.
much longer. I know you're getting to the playoffs, but if you're getting there and you're not doing anything, you might as well not go.
I know. I've seen,
But did
I've
any
seen
of us
something-
expect them to be there though? Beginning of this year, we thought they were going to be trash with what they had.
Especially with Russell and Justin Fields.
We didn't
Yeah,
know
you
who
know
was
the
starting.
quarterback.
You
It's-
definitely didn't know.
He might be safe again this year, and might get one
And
more
that's
out of
when
it.
you got to fault the ownership though, because you keep wanting this man to do great things, but you don't put great talent around him.
right.
You
Yep.
don't spend
Yep.
any money
See
whatsoever.
what George
I mean,
Pickens is
Yep.
on.
yeah, he's probably going to have to get cut at some
I
point
can't
because his
even-
attitude
You
is so
field
shitty.
mediocre
Can't
players,
even-
you're going to
He
get
can't even
mediocre play.
represent Georgia, man. He from Georgia. You making us look bad. Oh,
For
Kirby
real.
Smart was putting up with that. Come on, now.
Man.
Nah, Kirby wouldn't have put
Nope.
up with that.
Come on now.
I don't see.
Tomlin ain't putting up with
I don't
that.
believe Tomlin to put up with it. but
No.
No.
I don't know.
I don't
He
know.
tries to
Tomlin-
get the best out of him.
You like
All
some
right,
haters.
and then let's get into our busters of the week, and we'll be wrapping it up. D, who's your busters of the week?
You see, I got them on. Them Atlanta Falcons, man. Busters,
Damn.
man. The most disappointing season. Can't even win your last game and have some pride at home. It was just Raheem Morris. It started to be bad coaching towards the end. We had, at one point, we were 6-3, but since then, we were only able to win 2 more games since week 9. That's crazy. We had 2-7, or no, it was like 3-6 or whatever. Yeah, because we had a bye. So yeah, 2-6. 2-6 in the past 9 weeks because we had to buy. That's just terrible. That comes
Yeah.
down to not holding players accountable, not holding coaches accountable. There should have been a drastic change somewhere. You should have rattled somebody. I'm not saying you got to fire somebody. Raheem Morris, he's gonna try to be buddy instead of I'm saying
He
Uh,
just
pause.
looks way too calm to me
right
when
It's-
things are going bad. When you
things
should
going
throw
bad,
something, yeah, you should want to
fire
kick
something
somebody
up.
in the ass or something.
Right.
Yeah.
You just I don't know.
Did
you
he
just
want
too
Kirk Cousins?
complacent.
That's like Jason Kidd.
Was that
from
his
Mavs,
idea?
just calm
Or
and
did he
collective.
want Kirk Cousins, or
I
was
forgot who
Kirk
wanted
Cousins
Kirk
given to him?
Cousins.
No, that was
Kirk
given to
Cousins was
him.
given
I
to
thought,
him.
I
I
thought
forgot.
Fontenot wanted him. No,
I don't
Well,
know
maybe
who
he's
actually
just
wanted
like,
Kirk
fuck.
Cousins.
This is what
Nah,
you guys
but
wanted. This
it
is what
seems
I'm
like
giving
they
you.
had
Like,
Cousins before they had the coach, didn't they?
Yeah,
They had
did.
Cousins
They
before
had-
the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had to settle for, but he didn't have to keep
and then he
playing
goes
him.
out
though.
and gets the quarterback
my
he
thing.
wants in Penix.
Right. But next year I do feel a little bit better because we got Bijan, Drake London looks good. We get
Bates on
Jesse
defense.
Bates on defense. Justin Simmons. But I think the coaching has to get better. If we can improve and maybe get just some more boost on the defense, because Judon, he played good, but a little
Judon
up
did.
there. He's getting a little up there, but they're the busters, man. Couldn't even win in your last game. Had a chance to control the division, couldn't even do that. You had the tiebreaker. We did all that movement and all that hype just to win one more game than last year. Busters.
Trey, who's your busters?
Oh no, they say so Raheem, he was hired in January 25th, and then they brought Cousins in March.
Oh, okay.
So,
So it's
I still don't believe they probably consulted him and said, "Do you want to bring Cousins in?" But besides that, my busters will probably go out to the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, Tyreek Hill. They for one, they can't play in the damn cold.
He wants to get traded.
Yeah, like that just pisses me off that y'all can't play in the cold. That's so frustrating. You know what it's gonna be in January. If y'all even get if y'all get the January, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to be prepared for that. And it seems like year after year they just are not prepared. Tyreek's pissed off now. I'm frustrated with him because he's still using that arrest back when he got arrested to say that's why his production wasn't.
Maybe it scarred him more than we thought.
Yeah, maybe it did, but your wrist is still not hurt, brother, because you cracking stuff left and right.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah,
Right.
like your
So
wrist
I don't
is
need,
fine.
I don't need my wrist.
Right.
He ain't picking nobody up.
I'm telling you. But,
CC, who's your busters of the week?
Y'all know it. Y'all know it. We've been the busters every week. We're just trash.
Yeah.
We're just trash. And I don't know what to do to fix it. I don't think our coach is the answer no more. We're fielding
I like
a bunch
Rattler,
of practice square. They're all trash, man. They're all trash. I can't say he's a shiny turd.
MVS, you don't like
Rattler.
MVS? Hey,
He's the best of the other turds that we have. We're gonna have to build through the draft, which we can do. We've done it. Kool-Aid McKentry was a good pick. Thalise Fuaga was
Was.
a good pick. Rattler was a pickup. We've drafted Chris Olave in past years, Trevor Penning, Alontae Taylor, Lattimore we drafted. So we're good at drafting. We just have to keep that, build up with some fresh guys, maybe add some not too old, but just some solid 1 or 2 veterans, and we got to get rid of a lot of people. So it's get back to basics this year or this coming up year and see what we can do for the next season. But we were terrible this year, and it was terrible to watch. I don't know what to say, but terrible.
I got to keep with the same theme. The home team, the 49ers for me, just it seems like they left everything they had back at the Super Bowl. It just they never got over it. It just from day one, you came in and you didn't sign your players. You let them go all the way through training camp. Ayuk, Trent Williams, how they handled that. McCaffrey, the whole. I don't even know if they brought him back too soon. I don't know. Maybe he should have sat out the whole season, just really healed, because I'm afraid he may not be ready next year. Now, they do have good running backs to fill the spots, but just the way the whole season, the way things started, like I said, just like you said, D, the Super Bowl hangover, like everything, they left it right there. And where was that Super Bowl? Wherever it was. That's where they left their team.
Las Vegas.
Oh, it was Vegas, because they had to practice on that shitty field.
Yeah, everybody else was. Yeah, where were you guys at? UNLV or something?
They're at UNLV on that sagging ass field, and the Chiefs they're on the main stadium.
The Chiefs at Allegiant. Yeah.
Man,
that's crazy.
No wonder my man tore his Achilles.
Right.
Oh shit. Practicing on that shitty field, but anyway,
I did.
Yeah, I expected them to win more than 6 games this year. That was very disappointing. 6-11. That's my bust. So you won't hear us talk about. Well, you won't hear me talk about the Niners anymore. We got playoff football, fellas.
I'm telling you, I did see somewhere Charvarius Ward said he wants to leave California too, because every time he flies into California, he gets instant more PTSD from just the stuff that he was going through personally.
Didn't he lose a child or something?
Yeah, and they said I guess his wife wound up moving back to where they're originally from, and so he might be leaving as well. But like you said, they're gonna have to figure it out this year.
Make drugs for that, don't they? Anyway, let me stop.
Go get that boy.
You can forget some of that, but anyway, hey, as always, we thank you all for listening to the Me and D Monday Night NFL Wrap-Up Show. It's playoff time, fellas. Playoff times. This has been a quick season.
Yep.
We're out.
Surprisingly quick.
I'm a swerve in that corner. Whoa.